नमस्कार. विश्व कोंकणी यूट्यूब वाहिनीचे सर्व वीक्षकांचं आत्मीय स्वागत. मी डॉक्टर विजयलक्ष्मी नायक. प्राचीन कालांसनो स्त्रियांचं परमोच्च स्थान असा. स्त्री म्हटल्यार सर्वशक्ते. जननी जन्मभूमीश्च स्वर्गादपि गरीयसी म्हटल्यार जन्म दिल्ले आयस आणि जन्म आयल्या ह्या भूमी स्वर्गोने उन्नत श्रेष्ठ. आईच्या ह्या कालमानांत चाडवणाकरांस उन्नत शिक्षण प्राप्त झाल्या प्रांत डॉक्टर, इंजिनियर, वकीले, शिक्षकी, पायलट, विज्ञानी अशा पुरा क्षेत्रांत साधने करून धीमंतर मी एक जीवन करुवतो म्हणून दाखवून दिसत. एक विशेष क्षेत्र, अति क्लिष्टकर वृत्ती, अत्यंत चड प्रमाणार अपाय असनो, एक प्रयाण आरंभसनो अंतिम हवतसरो प्रत्येक प्रयाणकते विशेष आतिथ्य, वैद्यकीय तुर्ತು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಿಂದ वैद्यकीय सहाय्य, आडಳಿತ आणि दाखले निर्वहणे करुवते एक विभाग म्हटल्यार गगनसखी विभाग नाहीतर एअर होस्टेस विभाग म्हणतो. आयच्या गगन प्रतिबिंब ह्या कार्यक्रमाचं मुख्य सोयर होणं आमचे उट्टू श्रीमती भाग्य विठ्ठल नायक दंडेमार हे आमचे उट्टू असत. भाग्य, तुमस ह्या संदर्भात नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
तुमस ह्या कार्यक्रमाचं मोगाचे स्वागत करीत असा.
थँक्यू.
तुमचे ಒಟ್ಟು एक संवाद कार्यक्रम आरंभ करुवतन आधी तुमते एक परिचय सांगू मी इच्छा पवित असा. भाग्य विठ्ठल नायक हेंचे गाव दंडेमार कल्लडका. हेंचे अप्पा दिवंगत विठ्ठल कृष्णप नायक दंडेमार कल्लडका आणि अम्मा श्रीमती श्यामला विठ्ठल नायक. भाग्य हेंचे यजमान श्री आशिष नरेंद्र शेठ, सुपरवायझर क्रू ऑपरेशन्स. हेंचे लेंक एलिजा आशिष शेठ, 5 वर्स. भाग्य नायक हेंचे पदवी केलेसत आणि हिने हाय जंप, लॉंग जंप, 100 मीटर्स हर्डल्स हेंतू राष्ट्रीय अथलेट जालेसत. ह्यास राज्य आणि जिल्हा मट्टाचे मेडल्स प्राप्त जाले आसा. गगनसखी एअर होस्टेस होनो 18 वर्षाचे अनुभव ह्यास असा. ह्यास त्यांते 19 वर्षारत गगनसखी होनो सेवा करुवचे भाग्य गावले आसा. ह्यास फ्लाइट सेफ्टी, एविएशन सेक्युरिटी, फायर फायटिंग, फर्स्ट एड अँड CPR, एमर्जन्सी प्रोसिजर्स ह्या पुरा विषयार तरबेती गावले आसा. हिने पायलट्स आणि कॅबिन क्रू एअर होस्टेस ह्यांचो संपन्न मूल व्यक्ती होनो तरबेतू देलेसत. एशिया, युरोप, मिडल ईस्ट, ओशियानिया, नॉर्थ अमेरिका, साऊथ अमेरिका, आफ्रिका असा सुमार 80 चड देशास हेंते वृत्तींत प्रयाण करुवेचे अनुभव गावले आसा. फ्रँकफर्ट गांवांसून टेक ऑफ हवे ते संदर्भार ಎಂಜಿನ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ होताना आणि प्रयाणते संदर्भार एक हिरिय जीवास हार्ट अटॅक दल्ल्या संदर्भार हेंते वैद्यकीय फर्स्ट एड ट्रीटमेंट एक साधने म्हणून सांगवतो. ह्यास राष्ट्रीय क्रीडापटू म्हणून प्रशस्तीयो गावले आसा. हेंते आसक्तीचे विषय म्हटल्यार फिजिकल फिटनेस, स्पिरिच्युअलिटी, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग, ॲक्टिंग इत्यादी. आता प्रस्तुत हिने इनफ्लाइट कॅबिन मॅनेजर आणि फ्लाइट सेक्युरिटी ट्रेनर होनो डिझिग्नेशनर असत. आता भाग्या, तुमच्या मी आता एक संवाद कार्यक्रम आरंभ करीत असा. तुमच्या लेख इतारवते प्रथम प्रश्न म्हटल्यार तुमचे बाल्य जीवन आणि बाल्य शिक्षणाच्या ಬಗ್ಗೆ सांगवते.
ओके, थँक्यू. मी स्टार्ट करवायच्या आधी क्षमा मागतो. आमची भाषा आणि इंग्लिश चिके मिक्स होऊन मी चिके बोलतो वैता. प्लीज ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड. आय वॉज बॉर्न अँड ब्रॉट अप इन मुंबई ओनली. गोकुलधाम हायस्कुलांत मी 10th सर शिकलोंसा. त्याच्यापर्यंत कॉलेज मी डिग्री केल्यांचा BCOMांत भवन्स कॉलेज असून.
ओके. भाग्य, आता तुम्हास एक एअर होस्टेस हवे म्हणून जाल्यार तुम्हास प्रेरणे कोण आणि खेळ संदर्भ सिच्युएशन तुम्हास एक एअर होस्टेस हवे अवकाश करून द्यायला असा.
दिस आयडिया माझ्या प्लांट जाल्यांचा वेन आय वॉज इन स्कूल ओनली. जॉग्रफी टीचर होते, शी वॉज माय फेवरेट. जॉग्रफी टीचरान पुरा ऑल ओव्हर द वर्ल्ड मॅप दाखवताना आय वॉज ऑलवेज फॅसिनेटेड विथ वॉट इज इट लाईक इन जपान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, अमेरिका. दिस वॉज ऑलवेज अ फॅसिनेटिंग पॉईंट फॉर मी की हाव इज द कल्चर, लोकां कशी असत थंय, कसले लँग्वेज बोलतात, कसले खावेचे असतले त्यांचे. तसे मला फुल आय वॉज इन्स्पायर्ड बाय ऑल दिस countries. So that was when the idea was planted in my head. Mantra male gut nainte me how will I travel or will I be able to see these countries? Te male gut nainte.
ओके
आणि एअर होस्टेसचे आयडिया मला गुत नाही ते व्हॉट इज अन एअर होस्टेस ते एकल्या माझ्या फ्रेंडान म्हटलं अरे इफ यू वॉन्ट टू ट्रॅव्हल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड यू शुड अप्लाय फॉर एअर होस्टेस यू शुड गो फॉर एअर होस्टेस तेव्हा मला कळलंय ओ एअर होस्टेस इज समथिंग दॅट आय कॅन लुक फॉरवर्ड टू आणि तेव्हा न्यूजपेपरांत ॲडव्हर्टाइजमेंट आणि पुरे येताना दॅट्स हाव I knew I want to become an air hostess and this is my dream.
ओके गुड आता एक एअर होस्टेस होय म्हणून जाल्यार खंयले एज्युकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन्स हवे आणि क्रायटेरिया हवे
Education qualification minimum criteria should be 10+2. Maximum there is no limitation. Any additional language is a benefit. That is the international language. And there should be an absolute fluency in English speaking and even in written English. You should be really fluent with that. Mage test sodun optimum physical fitness is a must. No chronic disease or illness. And a good presentation, like how you present yourself, and the confidence is really important.
ओके आता एक एअर होस्टेस होय म्हणून जाल्यार एक ब्युटीनेस एक क्रायटेरिया म्हणून आमी लेखलो आसा हेते ಬಗ್ಗೆ तुम्ही काय ते सांगता आणि ब्युटी कसा जज करू होता
You're right. Beauty कसे जज करवात मंत्र beauty is mainly how you present yourself, how you groom yourself. तुमचे मेकअप कसे आसा तुम्ही कसे how you walk, your posture, how confident are you when you talk to people, you know. This is beauty. The confidence is beauty.
ओके समा आता एक शिक्षण ಪ್ರೈವೇಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ದಾಲಸ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ದಾಲಸ आणि इंगड कोर्सेस आद डिग्रींत इंट्रोड्यूस जाले आसात स्पेशली एअरपोर्ट मॅनेजमेंट एव्हिएशन मॅनेजमेंट आणि लॉजिस्टिक्स अँड चेन मॅनेजमेंट म्हणून ह्या कोर्सेस ಬಗ್ಗೆ तुमचा अभिप्राय कसला
वय ॲक्च्युली आता इंडियात मस्त इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स ओपन झाले असत ह्या ट्रेनिंगासाठी स्पेशली फॉर एअर होस्टेस ट्रेनिंग दिस इज रियली बेनिफिशियल इफ समबडी वॉन्ट्स टू चूज दिस कॅरियर पाथ because when you go into this institution they will train you on the etiquette of in-flight emergencies, a bit about the aircraft, so this will be really beneficial. I would say yes.
Okay. आता एक डिग्री दालसा म्हणलें आणि मे बी ते एअरपोर्ट मॅनेजमेंट ते डिग्री दालसा आता एक फर्स्ट एक एअर होस्टेस डिपार्टमेंटांत जॉईन होय म्हणून जाल्यार कसं एक जॉब सर्च करूं ते
Now there are two scenarios. If you have been trained from an institute itself आणि airline ache vacancy आयल्यार this institute will help you and will let you know there is a vacancy and they will guide you on how to go about it. So that's a beneficial point when you are done training from institute. Institute तुम्ही नाही असल्यार no problem. You can always search on an official airline site. And then you can look out for the vacancies and go ahead and apply for it.
Yes, Bhagya. आता एक एअर होस्टेस म्हणून आम्ही एक सिलेक्शन दालें त्याला आता खंय रीतीर एक ट्रेनिंग गावता
एकदा एअरलायनान सिलेक्ट जाल्या परंत there is an intensive training of 2.5 to 3 months. Depends on every airline is different. Depends on which airline you're flying for. And that training, and first when you come, they will start to first they will groom you. They will show you how are the expectations. Different airlines have different grooming instructions style. You know, air hostess all look alike of an airline. There is a reason behind it because there's a strict training that goes behind it. त्याच्यापर्यंत we start with safety training. म्हणताना in-flight emergencies कसे डील करवायचे, passengers कसे हँडल करवायचे, security कोणास अगर in-flight if somebody is falling sick, how will you deal with this? Because there is no doctor in flight. We have to take care of it. So we are basic first aiders also. So we will take care of that. So these kind of trainings, stress management, situational awareness, communication skills. In case of an emergency, whom will you let know first? It has to be captain or it has to be cabin manager. The hai pura training what to karun ami the new candidate will get all this training. And the chaparant exam asa. There will be a theory exam, written exam. There will be a practical exams. Complete proficient, competent zala parantats. You can start to fly.
Okay.
आणि तेंतू different types of license असतात हेंतू. So once you are proficient and efficient, you're good to go.
ओके. भाग्या, तुम्ही आता फर्स्ट टाइम असं एअर होस्टेस होऊन सिलेक्शन झालं तुम्ही. खयलं फ्लायटर आणि खयलं डिझिग्नेशन तुम्ही घेतलं तो?
Okay, my first job was in India in a domestic airline, and my first destination was Delhi, and I started from economy class.
ओके.
So I still remember that flight.
हां. तुमचे आता 18 वर्ष ते एक एक्सपिरियन्स हेंतु खयल्या रीतीर एक प्रमोशन्स नाहीतर लेवल्स हायरार्किकल लेवल एक्सप्लेन करू होता?
Okay, I will try to explain. Airline and join kartana, a fresher who has no flying experience starts from economy class.
Okay.
On an aircraft, amas economy class, business, first class asta. So we start from economy class. Chike experience zalaparant, you get promoted to business class. Business class passenger profile and style slightly different than economy. Business such a class, chike experience zalaparant, you get promoted to first class. Ata all classes experience zalaparant, depending on your performance and record, you are ready to take a leadership role. Leadership role is you will be overall in charge of economy, cabin crew, and passengers. Everything you'll be in charge of. Then to experience zale parant, and depending on your records aripura, after that you're in charge of the overall aircraft safety and passengers. That is a cabin manager role.
हां. भाग्या, तुम्ही आता खयलं डिझिग्नेशन असो आणि तुमचे जबाबदारी कसं आहे आणि नेचर ऑफ वर्क कसं आहे?
Currently, I'm a cabin manager. My overall responsibility is safety of the flight deck crew, my entire air hostess team, and also the passengers. So safety is our number one priority. That's so done. Overall responsibility of hospitality of the passengers. How is their flight? Are they okay? They pura bagun gevechcha माझे responsibility, overall responsibility. So anything that happens in the cabin, the crew, the air hostess, they have to come and tell me anything that happens on the flight. So I have a note of everything about my each flight. This is my overall responsibility on the flight. And the nature of the work is, again, the preparation starts from home, proper rest have amas, all legal documents. We fly with a lot of different types of licenses. Medical license असता आमच्या लगे flying करताना, vaccination certificates असतात आमस to fly with different countries. So I have to ensure I have it before every flight. Plus airportas गेल्यापर्यंत I do a proper briefing of all my air hostess team as well as the pilots to ensure everybody has the legal documents fit to fly. We talk a bit about aircraft. Flight what are the expectations, profile of passengers. I mean, khayla destination as atonsa, because every destination we have different things to look at. Yeah, basically this is, even if the passengers are sleeping in flight, and even if for example, we are also talking very nicely with passengers, smiling all the time, but we are actually alert at all times. We are looking at overall cabin, kasale hota sa, smell, if anything unusual, kasale unusual mas aikwe gautai. The pura ami alert asto full time until we land and we come back home.
भाग्या, तुम्ही एक फ्लाइट सेफ्टी ट्रेनर होय, ह्या ಬಗ್ಗೆ आम्हाला एक एक्सप्लेन करू होता?
Yes, sure. Right from the time I joined as air hostess, the trainers who used to train me, I was so inspired by them that I thought once I become cabin manager, I want to become a safety trainer. आणि माझे इतके yearsचे experience as flying, I love to share this with the new crew who join, existing crew and pilots. I love training. I love being on the stage. I train them for safety, security, first aid, crew resource management manasa. Then we talk about situational awareness, being assertive, etc. Hai pura baddal me training deto. So this is my nature. So half of the time I'm flying, I'm in the air, and half of the time I'm on the ground training.
Yes, Bhagya. आता तुमचे ह्या कॅरियर अंत असवते रिस्क फॅक्टर्स खयला पुरा?
This is a very important question. Amas risk factor म्हणताना मस्त risk factor असत. To think of it, we are flying in that small tube, metal tube, on a 40,000 feet. If something goes wrong, we have to deal with it. There are times you're flying hours and hours above the ocean when you're going to US, and sometimes when I'm flying to South Korea, hours and hours we are flying over the mountains. So the risk factor is very high when you're flying, always. It can be not smallest, there's nothing smallest, but there could be a fire situation, there could be a hijack situation, there could be decompression. Decompression म्हणताना there is a small hole on the aircraft and आमचा पूरा oxygen is gone away from the tube.
Okay.
Then we cannot breathe. We only have few seconds to live. Before that, we have to take certain actions. So risk factor is always there, always there. Also, sometimes we come across disruptive passengers who do not want to comply with the safety regulations of our airline. So risk factor is always there.
ओके भाग्या इतके पुरा रिस्क फॅक्टर्स असा म्हणू तुम्हाला कंपनी खयला पुरा फॅसिलिटीज देतात
We are very well looked after actually in an airline industry. I would start from since a fresher joins, we get fully furnished apartments. Amas electricity, water bills kasalaw pay karvay mannai. We get full facilities like gym, pool. We also get free tickets to fly all over the world, discounted tickets to fly over the world. I have pura benefits, and as a cabin manager, they really appreciate the position. And they give me a single flat apartment just for myself and my family. Everything is taken care of. Even the transportation, amas airport that is also taken care of. Laundry is also taken care of. So all these basic necessities that we need is all perks flying for an airline.
ओके आता तुमचं ह्या एक अनुभवावर एक स्ट्रेसफुल सिच्युएशन्स म्हणून तुम्हाला सेवन आसात पॅनिक जाल्ले सिच्युएशन तुम्ही सांगोते
Stressful situation म्हणताना every job profile has stressful days and not so stressful days. So that's the basic of our job. Mandra, I clearly remember there was once half an hour, 30 minutes before landing. It is a very critical time for us to secure the flight. Everything has to be secured in the aircraft before we land. आमचे procedure असता. Me securing kartana, I saw this 75-year-old elderly lady. She had a heart attack. So that was the situation, that the timing. My stress level was super high and I did panic initially, but of course the training kicked in and I had to conduct a CPR on this lady. And the CPR, the 30 minutes was like 300 years for me because we were doing I was doing CPR continuously for 30 minutes until we landed, aircraft doors were open and paramedics took over.
Okay.
So I think that was one experience of my life that I had to do, something that I watched only on TV, doing a CPR, you know. So I will never forget that.
ओके थरला काम केलं तुम्ही ओके असं तुम्ही आता जर्नींत असताना खयल्या रीतीर मेडिकल एमर्जन्सी केसेस येवे चान्स आसा
Actually, every day on flight, we come across common situations where passenger has a headache, migraine, diarrhea, nauseous feeling, allergies, asthma, somewhere where we have to give oxygen to a passenger, fainting. These are very common for us. But apart from this, we are fully trained for if you come across situation like somebody who has a heart attack or somebody who has fracture or somebody who goes into a shock. We are also trained for childbirth, actually delivering a baby. We are trained on everything.
ओके आम्हाला इमॅजिन करताना एक नमुनो फील होता ओके भाग्या आता तुमचा आम्ही एक बायोडेटा परिचय वताना तुम्ही एक सुमारे 80 चड कंट्री तुम्ही विजिट केलं सो म्हणे आम्ही बघतलो आता तुम्ही प्रपंच ते इंगड कंट्रीज विजिट केलं आणि इंगड संस्कृती ते जन ಒಟ್ಟು तुम्ही मिंगल जालो हे ते ಬಗ್ಗೆ अनुभव सांगोते
Sure. Flying different countries, I'm very grateful to it. different countries means different kind of people you come across, different cultures. त्यांचे अलग अलग रीत असता, you know. What's okay for one culture is not okay for other culture. So we get educated with the experience of flying. It's very interesting, and it's amazing to know only by being nice and being very sweet when you talk. It's so easy to communicate with any humans on this planet. It is amazing. It's an amazing experience to travel all over the world.
ओके भाग्या, तुम्ही एक एअर होस्टेस होणं, सेफ्टी ट्रेनर होणं, क्रू मॅनेजर होणं, तुम्हाला एक हॅपी सिच्युएशन इथे एक्सप्लेन करू होत्या.
Actually, एक happy situation नाही. माझे every flight that I give is a new story for me. म्हणताना destination changes, the country that I go changes, passenger changes. माझे team for every destination changes. So every destination is a new chapter for me.
ओके.
न्यू चॅप्टर म्हणताना आणि त्या फ्लायटार आमची इंडियन्स गावल्यार आय ट्राय टू टॉक इन द रिजनल लँग्वेज. म्हणताना आमची भाषाचं कोणी प्रभू नायक शेनॉय म्हणे गावल्यार मी त्यांच्या लगी आमची भाषा बोलव ट्राय करतो. गुजराती गावल्यार गुजराती बोलवे ट्राय करतो. मराठी गावल्यार मराठी. एव्हरी फ्लाइट इज अमेझिंग. There is not a single situation I would say was wow. It's every journey is a story for me.
ओके ओके. आता फ्लाईट ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ करवते सर तुम्ही खेळ रीतीर ॲडवाइस देता?
I would say just go enjoy your flight आणि जावेच्या आधी just read the travel regulations, rules खंय तुम्ही जातो तेव्हा. The air hostess, they are nice, helpful, kind, always smiling, but also remember in case if there is an emergency or safety requirement, they'll be the first ones to help you out and just follow the instructions.
ओके. आता इतके पुरं चॅलेंजेस असवते हा एक प्रोफेशन आणि तुमचे एक पर्सनल लाईफ तुम्ही कसं मॅनेज करता?
To be honest, it is really difficult, especially after being a mother, to manage. However, I'm grateful that in today's world we have this technology where you can connect so easily. मी स्टार्ट केलें तें फ्लायंग 18 years ago. तेन्ना कांय नाय ते स्कायप, व्हॉट्सॲप कॉल टू कनेक्ट, नथिंग. ISD कॉल्स टू कॉल इंडिया, यू नो, तसे होते. आता कनेक्शन इज easy, you know. I can see my daughter when I'm traveling to other countries. But yes, being a mother, to leave her 2-3 दिवसासाठी मी जातो different countries, it's not easy. It is challenging. However, we are strong women. And my daughter is also very understanding because she's seen me flying from a very young age. And I get to shop for her from all over the world. I come and tell her stories. Kasale pura zale flightar, मी खयल्या countries गेलो, खयल्या currency use केले, how I exchanged conversation with strangers. Pura मी story on tele सांगतो and she gets really excited and she gets a good knowledge about different countries too.
ओके. सो तुम्ही एक रिअल लाईफ एक्सपिरियन्स तुमच्या लिंकेज देत असं. भाग्या, आता ह्या प्रोफेशनचा संबंध पटवून रिटायर्ड एज किती आणि ॲज यू बिकम सिनियर तुम्हाला खेळल्या डेझिग्नेशन गावता आणि नेचर ऑफ वर्क कसे असता?
The retirement age is actually 60. But it's not only the age that is considered, it's also the physical fitness, how you are presenting yourself. That is really important. The energy level that you have, that is also counted. Mage, again, until you turn 60, it is your choice whether you want to go and join any other department within the airline. That is your choice. But there are also people who do not want to come on ground because air hostess, they consider ground job as for them for us it's challenging to be on ground all the time because 9 to 5 job is hard for us because you're working 5 days a week. Mantra flying kartana asasat nahi. I do a flight to US. Male US जावेचे 2 days off. After US flight 2 days off असता.
ओके.
आमास days off चढ गावतात. मागे US गेल्यापर्यंत आमास तांची काय आराम असता. That's the nature of work is such that it's addiction. So it's completely individual choice which department you would like to. For me, I'm doing part-time flying, part-time on ground, so I can benefit both.
ओके
So that's it.
येस आता तुमचं प्रोफेशन नाहीतर करियर्स संबंध पडवून खैला रॉंग कॉन्सेप्ट्स नाहीतर मिथ्स नाहीतर टॅबूज म्हणतो असं आहे
Asat actually taboos. The most common one is, do I have a parachute?
ओके
So some people think that every passenger has a parachute, which is not true. We do not have parachutes on board. Mage, there are people who might think that speaking loudly or shouting will get their way through. Which is not true. That falls into completely different category. That will be a disruptive passenger category. That's also, if an air hostess is smiling and talking nicely and being polite, it doesn't mean that she is interested in any passenger. It's just my job. It's my job to be humble, kind, and understand people and their needs. So these are some of the myths, I would say.
ओके आता यूथ पीपल स्पेशली हा एक प्रोफेशन नाहीतर करियर आयडेंटिफाय करीत नाही सच किती म्हणून सांगू होत्या
I actually don't know the answer of this, Kiteman, because I think also from a parent's side, and it's actually Asian culture. Also, we want our kids to become engineer, doctor. I think probably that. Or also it depends on family also, right? What your mother, father were, what are your relatives, what is their profession? You get influenced by that. So maybe probably because of this. But slowly I see in metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, amche air hostess, amche airline anto masti jana mantana, they are mostly from metro cities. So I think I get to see more of the people from these places. But airline industry is booming, it is growing, and especially after COVID, it has bounced back. So I don't know, maybe after watching my video, more people will come and
Very
will want to apply.
yes ओके आता अशोक चक्र अवॉर्डी नीरजा भानोट ह्याच्या ಬಗ್ಗೆ तुम्ही काय तर सांगता
She was a true hero. She, as crew, we are trained for so many things, but every procedure, everything is not in the books. It's your experience and your personality that counts when it comes to make decision. And Neerja is a true person who has really. I think the people are looking at air hostess in a different way after that movie, especially. I would say.
ओके भाग्य आता ಕೊರೋನಾ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಟೈಮರ್ तुमते ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ನೇತರ ಕೆರಿಯರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ कसं होतं स्टेटस
It was very challenging. माझे 18 years flying experience and मी केदवा असे I dreamo केला नाही ते असे कसले it will affect our airline industry. It was really not good during COVID time. मला एवढाच असा मी ऑस्ट्रेलिया गेलो. The seating capacity of the aircraft, we had around 350 seats and only one passenger. So that is not good. Airports were isolated. There was nobody at so many airports. And the airports that are super busy, Bangkok, Singapore, New York, London, Pura airports are super busy and there were hardly any people in the airport. So it was not a good time. Plus, all the airlines were downsizing, they were laying off people. It was not a good time for us to see all that at all.
ओके आता कॅबिन क्रू नाहीतर एअर होस्टेस हवे इच्छा असलनेस इंटरेस्ट असलनेस तुम्ही खयला मेसेज देवे इच्छा पावता
I would say get your basics right. Muntana, learn how to groom yourself, how to present yourself, work on your English skills, how to talk, how to write fluent English. if you want to join a particular airline, try to understand the history of the airline, how it was started. You need to have a knowledge about aviation industry in general. Kiteman me join kartana tedwa social media was not uh, what was not there. The only way of information was newspaper. Internet was there, but not in everybody's house. The computers. Ata social media is everywhere. It's so easy to get the information. So even when you go for interview, the interviewer will expect, the airline will expect to know information from your mouth. So I would say that's also very important. And yeah, basic understanding of aviation industry is really important.
ओके भाग्या, तुम्ही आता एक एअर होस्टेस होनो, कॅबिन क्रू मॅनेजर होनो आणि सेफ्टी ट्रेनर होनो आमते कुडाल देशस्थ आद्य गौड ब्राह्मण समाजस खैले मेसेज देवे इच्छा पावताव.
मी कुडाल देशकर म्हणून मला मस्त प्राऊड असा. माझे मदर टंग कोंकणी तेव्हा मला मस्त प्राऊड असा. मगे मी I also come across people from VISHWA Konkani Kendra Training Center in different fields, businessman or I come across people from IT, students, and I feel so proud when I talk to them. त्यांचे सरनेम बघतानाच मला कळतं की आमची जातीची म्हणून. मग आम्ही आमच्या भाषात बोलताना there is a connection instantly. This is a very proud moment for me, you know. It's such a good feeling. I am forever thankful that I'm a Bangalorean आणि कोंकणी.
भाग्या, तुम्हाला आता हे 18 वर्ष ते एक सर्व्हिस अंत तुम्हाला एक वैयक्तिक आणि प्रोफेशनली तुमचे ग्रोथ कसं झाला?
Like any job, risk factors असतात. Okay, any job that you do on this planet. आमच्या जॉबांत तसा. But it's all about how you carry yourself, your attitude, your positive attitude. This is really important to train yourself. It will only grow you professionally and personally. Growing you professionally is me, my dreams. I have achieved my dreams of becoming a cabin manager. That's a leadership role, as well as a trainer. That is also a very responsible role in my career. And growing in this phase, I have only got better to handle situations. Imagine in that tube flying 40,000 feet, something goes wrong. I'm overall in charge. मी कसं ते handle situation handle करतो. What instructions I do, how I manage situations. These all things has come over the time. Me start करताना I was completely different. Now I'm a completely different person. Also, flying different countries, keeping your family, seeing them after 2 days, 3 days. It also makes you stronger. It is making my daughter also stronger. My husband is also stronger because we've been in this industry for long. So it is very beneficial. It's very important because we have this understanding at home also. Me flight asun ailero, my husband will not expect me to cook. He will cook for me and keeps, because that's the level of understanding we have for each other because we are in this industry. Day flights, night flights, it's like this. Mage, also apart from that, situational awareness. We are not one task focused. But our eyes and ears are open everywhere. Stress management. Everybody has stress in their life, but how you manage it, how you cope up with this is really important. Prioritize your task. What is important, what is not so important, and what is least important. These are the things I've learned after being in an airline industry. Mage, communication skills has really become sharp from my end. Also being assertive muntana, things where you are supposed to say no, it's a no. This was not me many years ago, but this is me now. This is important in our life, when to say yes, when to say no. Time management is really important. Being punctual, being on time, this is an essential part of our job. So all these things have grown me as a person. It shows in your personality, basically. So I'm very confident in any room that I walk in, and I know I can hold a conversation with anyone I want. So it has really improved me personally, and I'm very proud of it.
ओके भाग्य. आता आम्ही तुमचे फोटोज बघूया. स्क्रीनर आता फोटोज येत असत. हां, आता हा एक फोटो खयला सिच्युएशन संदर्भ काढल्या म्हणून सांगू होता.
This is one happy moment. Me South Korea is right there, and I was very happy because first flight after being on ground as a safety trainer for few months.
Okay.
Whenever I'm flying, I'm always happy.
Yes, can make out
Korea
Bhagya, definitely. Yes, next picture.
This is my Korean friend, and
Okay.
she was happy she was going home. There's only got to.
Yes, the next picture.
These are my trainees. Me and training data on Airbus A380 aircraft, the double-decker aircraft actually. It is a 5 days training. There's tini male heart dakoveche. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
this is my trainees again.
Okay.
This is Christmas time. Me Paris san totto.
Okay.
So we were so happy. And most of them, I trained them. So they were very happy to fly with me, and I was the same.
Okay.
So funny picture with them.
Next picture. You are looking
This is
very pretty in
selfie.
this.
Thank you.
And तुमचे uniform actually.
Yeah, London.
कसं? Previous picture.
The previous one was uniform with the hat.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
This one is in London. London Azatana. But yeah. This is in Boeing company in Seattle, US. मी थंय गेलो तो एक aircraft घेऊन यावे because our aircraft, Boeing aircrafts are manufactured in Seattle. Now actually in Charleston. Mantra, I got a 787, Boeing 787 aircraft from there. This is my school time. I was an athlete, so me national level ant participate kelante tache medals hai. And these are all the medals that I've earned so far in my life.
Yes.
From school to inter-district level,
State level.
interstate level. Yes, state level medals as well. Yes, these are my trophies from inter-district. The small one is my first trophy of my life.
Okay.
The one with the running action. So yeah. Oh, my mom and me. Mummy.
Okay.
Manje appa.
तुम्ही
Papa,
नेक्रो
mummy and
असताना.
me. Oh, I was maybe
Next.
1 year old. Same. This is my brother Vinayak on the extreme left. Antasa
Okay.
ne?
Amma
Vinayak,
होता
mummy, me, me and appa. Me and appa always.
Yes.
माझे वाडिकाचे फोटो.
Okay.
तर माझे राईट हँड साइडच माझे मम्मी आणि माझी अम्मा म्हणताना मम्मीज मदर.
Okay.
आणि लेफ्ट हँड साइड माझा हस्बंड आशिष आणि आशिषाच्या साइडच माझा भाऊ विनायक.
Yes.
शी इज माय डॉटर इलाइजा ऍक्च्युली.
Eliza.
मी आशिष माय हस्बंड अँड इलाइजा. ह्या फोटो आम्ही ते कनोईंगच गेलो तो पाण्यात. इट्स युडो कनोईंग. माझ्या लिंकीज मस्त इष्ट. शी लव्स वॉटर. इथे अबुधाबीतच.
ओके. ओके भाग्य, तुमचे फोटोज बघून आम्हाला भारी खुशी जालें. तुमचे फॅमिली बघून खुशी जालें. तुम्ही प्रोफेशनांत कसे आसव म्हणून सांगतो आम्ही बघतलो. भाग्य, तुम्ही इतके वेळ आमचे ಒಟ್ಟು स्टुडिओंत आसनो तुमचे अनुभव वांटवलसो आणि तुम्हास ह्या क्षेत्रांत हायेस्ट पोझिशन गावून दे, गौरव गावून दे, अवॉर्ड्स गावून दे म्हणून आम्ही प्रार्थना करीत आसा. तुम्हास धन्यवाद.
विश्व कोंकणी केंद्रस मला ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी दिल्यास मस्त मस्त थँक्यू.
ओके. तुम्हास देव बरं करून दे म्हणून मी मागवीत आसा. ह्या कार्यक्रम वीक्षण केल्ले सगळे वीक्षकांचो धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु.